Right, this week we've got this Volvo belonging to our lovely site manager. She looks after us, you know, good girl. And my mission that I've chose to accept is to try and make this look as new as possible again. To be honest, it's not in a terrible state. You know, it's just general, you know, wear and tear. She has got pets, but again, it isn't as bad as I have seen. You can see the paw prints there from the dog. And today, being the first day of the week, I'll be concentrating on getting this interior looking as good as I can get it. Like I say, it's not in terrible shape, but we certainly can improve what's there. And then once the interior is done, we'll start on the paintwork. That'll probably be tomorrow for the washing and decontamination. And like I say, today I'm going to concentrate on the interior. You can see, you know, it's just general grubbiness. But nothing more than I'd expect from probably anybody's car, really. You know, it's not been mistreated or not looked after. So this is going to have a full polish. How many stages I don't know until I clean it. It's like a pearl white, the colour, and should come up quite nice. So just thought I'd start the week off by showing you what I'm going to be doing. How much of it I'll video just depends how rushed I get for getting on with it. But you know me, I'll try and put a fair bit in. So I'll see you later. You can see now starting to make a difference using the rubber pet air removing brush and a little brush. We're starting to get it looking fresh. Just thought I'd show you sort of difference that it's making. When it's finished, there's no comparison, so it's difficult to show the difference. So there we have it. Good morning. We're still on the Volvo. Just thought I'd give you a look at the result of yesterday's work. I was hoping to film more of it, but I just got in the zone and cracked on, and before I realised it, the day had gone and basically had pretty much finished the interior anyway. As you can see, some of it's still drying out from the cleaning, but it's all looking pretty good. The rear is looking as it should, all nice and clean. All the gutters was cleaned yesterday, and today we're going to start. I'm going to get the wheel arches back how they should be, or as near as damn it. And while the wheel's off, I'm going to clean them inside and out. They'll have to come back off again to have ceramic coating and polishing and whatnot, but we'll clean them while they're off. You can see they're on the wheel mats, so they're not damaging the face. So I'm going to get on and get these 4 corners done. I'm not going to film all 4 corners, but I'll show you the results of this one. And I'm just going to crack on again, and then we could start getting the paintwork stripped and cleaned, ready for the polishing. So I'll see you soon. Alright, the wheel's been cleaned inside and out, and the metal contamination removed, and the wheel arch is all clean and looking respectable. So I'm going to move on now and get the other 3 done. I shan't bother filming them, but that's what they're going to look like. I'll see you soon. Just done a test spot to see how much metal filings are going to be in the paintwork when I come to decontaminate it, and as you can see, that's a lot of contamination. So I'll wash the car with Carousel to remove all the metal filings, and then use tar disc to remove the tar, and then we'll clay bar it. I wasn't going to film any more of this, but the rear wheel arches have got these new felt or carpet type under trays in them, or wheel arch liners I should say, and you can see how much more the dirt grips to these type of liner. They put these liners on to cut down on road noise, but they do attract the dirt. I just thought I'd show the sort of difference in build up of dirt on the carpet over the vinyl or plastic. Right, get on with cleaning it. Right, so I've got the wheels back on the car, and now it's time to start the process of decontamination. So I've sprayed the car with water for about 20 minutes, and then I've put this runny coat of snow foam on, using the wetness of it to try and break down the surface dust and dirt. And while this is going on, I'm going to be taking some APC and a brush and clean out all these areas, like the petrol flap, the door rubbers, around the headlights, in the grille, and especially around these windows. The dirt gets all trapped inside here, so I'm going to be brushing that out around the badges, all the usual stuff that you see. You know, I'm not doing anything different to what most detailers do, to be honest. So I'm going to get on and get this done, and then it can have a second coat of snow foam. Rinse this one off, give it a bit thicker coat, and let that stand for a bit, and then we'll give it a wash, see what we're left with, and start removing iron filings, tar spots, and anything else we find. So let's crack on, and I'll show you a bit more later. You can see the second coat of snow foam I've put on is a lot thicker than the first. I want this to dwell. There are some sap drops, especially on the roof and on the sides of the car, so I want it to settle and soak into them before I rinse this off and then start thinking about actually washing the vehicle. I'm going to try and emulsify as much of the dirt as we can. Even though we're going to polish it, we still want to get all the lumps, bumps and bits off it. I'm going to clay bar it and do all the other stuff as well, so it should be smooth before I start polishing. It'll all end up making a better finish of the job, just not cutting corners. Right, there you go, see in a bit. Although I had removed the number plate before I started cleaning the car, the plinth is only 2 bolts, so I've took it off and you can see the amount of dirt. I mean, this is a relatively new vehicle, but it still manages to get dirt trapped everywhere. So I'm going to wash that bit and then start decontamination. After giving the vehicle a good wash and got it looking quite tidy, there is a lot of black spots in it. So first of all, I'm washing the car with the metal particle remover. Now imagine I've washed the car first, and these are the metal particles that are embedded in the lacquer, and you can see they're turning red with the chemical because it's eating the metal particles. You could remove these with clay, but I like to remove as many as I can first with the chemical. Although it's very expensive, it does have good results. So I'm going, I've done the bonnet and the 2 front wings, just letting it settle and keep working for a few minutes, and then I'll move on to the next 2 panels and do them. Same with the bumper. This is all brake dust particles. You know, when you're following cars and cars overtake, there's brake dust coming off all the other cars around you and your own car, and they hit the lacquer and they stick and they don't come off when you wash it. And this is what we call the embedded, well, I forgot the word now, but embedded contamination or bonded contamination. Because it's bonded, it won't come off washing. And we're just going to let that work now for a couple of minutes, and then I'll wash it off and then move on to the sides of the vehicles and the back. I have noticed there's a few things to do. I need to give that a touch up just to take your eye away from it, but there's a lot of grinding dirt on this car. Being white, you don't always notice it, but it is there. You can actually see the metal particles sitting in there rusting. And that's what happens, and that's what takes the luster away from the paint, is the rust that builds up with these millions of little particles. Well, I'm going to crack on and get the whole car free of them, then look for any tar spots and remove them. Then I'll put it in the light room and clay bar it, and then I'll know it's squeaky clean and ready to polish. Right, so I'm going to crack on. See you soon. The tailgate is getting very colourful. The glass I will clean during the clay bar part, and then they'll be polished to remove any contamination they've got. But there it is, working well. I've just put some oil remover on the driver's side of the car and come back to the passenger side and I've now using a tar remover. As you can see, that's started to break down the tar deposits. The iron remover will not remove tar on its own, so we have to go through these stages to make sure that we get it clean. And as you can see, it's starting to break down all the tar. Then I'll go over this with a cloth that's soaked with the tar remover and wipe this down before a clay bar. But that's doing its job now. It's all started to break down, and we're not far away from having it clean enough to start polishing. But I just wanted to show, you know, the stages we have to go through to prepare it for polishing. I don't think people realise, you know, it's like an image of a body shop. You take your car in, they get the mop out and then start polishing. Well, that isn't how we do it. I'm just checking the Alcantara that I cleaned yesterday. Obviously still damp on the one side. This is drying quite well. We hope. We'll see. But that's coming on okay. So I'm going to crack on now, and I'll just nip round the other side and see if the tar remover, I'll give the tailgate another blast after rinsing it off, and it keeps finding it, because that is saturated. So that's been rinsed off, and another layer of metal remover, as you can see. There's lots and lots. Sometimes I'm trying to explain this stage to people and I don't think they quite believe me, but there's the proof. Right, I'm going to crack on. Well, you've watched the chemical decontamination. I've now started the clay barring. Since it's sunny outside, I decided to do it out here. And I've just done this section here, and with a new clay bar. And that's what's come out of just this section. But the difference in the feel of the paint, I mean, this still feels like sandpaper there. Sure, you can hear it. Can't hear nothing there. So I'm going to go around the rest of the car now, clay bar it, and then we could start polishing it. But it is going to look nice. So just clay bar in this section here has changed the look of the car completely. The gloss levels are up, it's smooth, and looks really nice. It's a white pearl and it's showing its depth. So I'm going to crack on, and I'll see you a bit later. As you can see, the lower sides are what seem to catch it the most. It's still working, so I expect it'll find more than that. So when you think that your car is clean, this shows it's not really. This is still working and I've rinsed it. Right, so give it a few more minutes to do its thing. Just thought we'd have a look at some of the paintwork we've got to deal with. I'm sure you could see some of it's quite rough. And the car itself, with the clay barring, the white's come up really well, and it looks very, very glossy, but there's a lot of scratches that are not going to show up with a white car. There's some bird etching in the bonnet in the middle. See if I can capture some of it. Probably not with my skills, but I can assure you it's there. Bit of frosting in the paint at the back. Now I'm sure I could sharpen this up even more, and this will look really, really nice. You know, it's responded really well to the cleaning process already. Just going round the rest of the car with the clay bar. I've pulled it in the light room. I've been working on these lower parts of the doors and managed to get every particle out. So I'm going to work round the tailgate now. Looks a million times better than it did earlier, but there are still speckles in there that I need to remove. And I'll work around the car, and then tomorrow we should start polishing and see if we can get more gloss on the roof, on the black, because that should really stand out, but it doesn't. Right then, probably see you again on the next one. Hi, just thought I'd show these little strips between the windows, the black ones, using a 1-inch pad, using a medium paste on a medium pad, and we're going to try and get these scratches out of them. As you can see, I overloaded the pad, so I've got a bit of spatter, but not to worry. Well, that's got the scratches out, so I'm going to change the medium pad now to a finer one and go over it again, and that's how we get the gloss back up on these black panels. Don't use this very often, but this is a narrow trim. We use a 3-inch polisher on the wider ones, but I'll show you that in a bit. There you go, see you in a bit. Just going to do these pillars now using a 3-inch orbital polisher. Right, I'm ready to give it a wipe down and then check for the scratches, and if the deeper scratches haven't come out, I shall give it another pass, and then I'll hit it with a finer head and a finer compound just to give it the finish. So there we are, all masked up so that we don't get the paste in the rubbers. It just saves a lot of work cleaning up after, and it takes, you know, 2 minutes to mask it. So there we have it, a little bit more, and I'll show you more as I go along. See you later. While I'm at the front of the car, I've just polished the bumper, and I thought I'll have a go at getting the grille clean. This is the unclean side, and it was brushed during the washing process, just goes to show. And then this is the side that's been done. Sore fingers by the end of the day, but it's an important part of the job, so it might as well get done. So there you go. I'm going to get my fingers in these holes again. See you in a bit. Good morning. It's now Thursday. Started this on Monday, as you probably know, and I've now completed the front bumper, the bonnet, and the complete one side of the car. It's looking really nice. Gonna get the paintwork finished and then remove the wheels, polish them, and ceramic coat them. The roof's done, the glass is all done. So we're getting on well. Being a pearl, when the light hits it, it really glitters. Probably won't be able to see that till we go outside. But no, pleased with how it's going. I'll see you a little bit later. Got the rear bumper and the tailgate to start now. The rear lights you've already seen. So we're going to start on this back now. Right, see you later. Good morning everybody peeps, and thanks for watching my videos, I really appreciate it. I've been working on this Volvo XC or XE40 XC40. Pearl white, paintwork's come up lovely, and I have to say that, you know, I'm really pleased with the results. But today I'm going to start putting the ceramic coat on. Now, I've been asked to try this Autosmart product. It's called Matrix Blue, and it's a ceramic coating that you can use on the whole car, glass, plastics and paintwork. It's supposed to have a 3-year life. I've applied it to the roof already to see how it goes on and how it comes off, to be honest, and it does feel really nice to use. So I'm going to give it a try, and because I will now be doing the maintenance on this car, I can have a look to see how long it lasts and the durability, and how long the car stays cleaner and the ease of cleaning when you have to clean it. So I'm going to give it a try. So I'm just going to show you me doing half the bonnet. For those that haven't seen it applied before, it's not rocket science, it's, you know, but you do need to follow the instructions. Plenty of videos online on how to apply ceramic coatings. You know, the first time's a little bit scary, but once you've done it and got used to doing it, it's not that hard. But it does finish the cars off well. It's going to be hard for any product to make this glossier than this is. You know, I have got this really glossy, but we'll see. It should pop, and when it goes outside in the light it should look lovely. So I'm going to start rabbiting, and just going to load the applicator. Comes with an applicator and suede pads. So I'm just going to start with half the bonnet. As I said, I'm putting it on in straight lines. Looking at white does tend to make you a bit snow blind. Just making sure that I've got even coverage, because to be honest, you know, it's quite difficult to make sure that you've got it all over the car on this white car. So now I'm just going to wait a few seconds and watch for the evaporation to start and watch the lines start separating. And that tells me it'll be time to level it. And then once I've leveled it, I shall go over it with another microfiber to buff it up. I'm just looking into the light now so that I can see the separation. On darker cars it's easier to watch. I can see the separation starting now, and evaporation of the carrier fluid. By the way, you'll have to forgive me lockdown air, but I'm booked in for next Friday, so we'll get back to looking tidy again. Okay, now all I'm going to do now is, I'm not trying to polish the product up, I'm spreading it around so it's nice and flat. And ensure that I've covered the area and the overlapping area. It's always important to make sure that you go over the overlapped area, just in case you've got wiped it over the part that you wasn't aiming to cover. And then I'm just buffing it up. I'm not trying to wipe the product off, I'm just taking the residue off. You know, there's no pressure on the microfiber. I'm just checking in the lights to make sure there's no eye spots. And that's basically it. Now I'll just carry on doing the rest of the car in the same manner. I hope you enjoyed watching these videos, and I'll show you the car once it's finished. I'll see you a bit later. Although the wheels was washed and some decontamination was done, I knew I was having the wheels off again anyway. So basically there's some really stubborn staining. These wheels have probably never been cleaned properly before. So while I've got the car in and they're going to be ceramic coated, I want to get them as clean as possible. So I've soaked them with Carousel by Built Amber, and I'm trying to break down all the particles that are being stubborn and basically get them as clean as possible. I'll wash these down with panel white when I deem them clean enough, and then we'll coat them with some ceramic, but I'm going to clean them and polish them first, and I'm just going to keep going round applying more metal remover, and I'll have a look, see how much that's removed, because it looks like brake dust particles. And then if I have to do a bit more with tar remover and whatnot, I will. but I want them nice and clean before I put the ceramic on. And then obviously I can keep this car clean during the maintenance washes. So let's start off with a nice clean surface to start with. So I'm going to crack on, get this done. Well, I've got all four to do, but it should look nice when they're all polished up. I'll show you it again a bit later. Right, so I've got the matte filings off, and I've started polishing the spokes with the 1-inch polisher. But now, because the 1-inch won't get in to the parts, the smaller gaps, I've put a conical foam pad on a drill, and basically it enables me to polish inside all these spokes. And get in the corners. Just control the speed so that you don't spray yourself with loads of compound. Right, now I've showed you how I'm going to do it, I'll be back to show you the results of it in a bit. As promised, there's the wheel finished. Looking a damn sight better. Just another 3 to do, and then the job will be complete. This has just been ceramic coated, and that's all ready to go back on now. See you on the next one. Just a 50-50, this is the wheel that I've just done. And this is the wheel that I'm going to do. You can see it's impregnated with rubbish. I think that looks far more exciting, although it's the satin polished up. It's a little bit glossier now. I actually think it looks better. But that's only my opinion. Right, see you soon. Just going to apply some ceramic coating to the grille. Just going to put a few spots on this sponge stick. And then just go along the slots. Just going to ensure that we get good coverage. After I spent a long time cleaning the grille, I want to make it easier to clean the next time, so I'm ensuring it gets a nice coat. Just give that a few seconds now to start going off. I'll do the surround in a minute. I could actually see that already starting to go. So give that a nice wipe, and then wipe off the excess. And there we go, that's all protected. I'll just go over it again for anywhere that I've missed. That's lovely. Now I'm going to move on to the other side. Just going to apply some ceramic coating to the grille. Just going to put a few spots on this sponge stick. And then just go along the slots. Just going to ensure that we get good coverage. After I spent a long time cleaning the grill, I want to make it easier to clean the next time, so I'm ensuring it gets a nice coat. Just give that a few seconds now to start going off. I'll do the surround in a minute. I could actually see that already starting to go. So give that a nice wipe. And then wipe off the excess. we go. That's all protected. I'll just go over it again for anywhere that I've missed. That's lovely. Now I'm going to move on to the other side. Although the wheels was washed and some decontamination was done, I knew I was having the wheels off again anyway. So basically there's some really stubborn staining. These wheels have probably never been cleaned properly before. So while I've got the car in and they're going to be ceramic coated, I want to get them as clean as possible. So I've soaked them with Carousel by Built Amber, and I'm trying to break down all the particles that are being stubborn and basically get them as clean as possible. I'll wash these down with panel white when I deem them clean enough, and then we'll coat them with some ceramic, but I'm going to clean them and polish them first, and I'm just going to keep going round applying more metal remover, and I'll have a look, see how much that's removed, because it looks like brake dust particles. And then if I have to do a bit more with tar remover and whatnot, I will. But I want them nice and clean before I put the ceramic on. And then obviously I can keep this car clean during the maintenance washes. So let's start off with a nice clean surface to start with. So I'm going to crack on, get this done. Well, I've got all four to do, but it should look nice when they're all polished up. I'll show you it again a bit later. Right, so I've got the matte filings off, and I've started polishing the spokes with the 1-inch polisher. But now, because the 1-inch won't get in to the parts, the smaller gaps, I've put a conical foam pad on a drill, and basically it enables me to polish inside all these spokes. And get in the corners. Just control the speed so that you don't spray yourself with loads of compound. Right, now I've showed you how I'm going to do it, I'll be back to show you the results of it in a bit. As promised, there's the wheel finished. Looking at a damn sight better. Just another 3 to do, and then the job will be complete. This has just been ceramic coated, and that's all ready to go back on now. See you on the next one. Just a 50-50, this is the wheel that I've just done. And this is the wheel that I'm going to do. You can see it's impregnated with rubbish. I think that looks far more exciting, although it's the satin polished up. It's a little bit glossier now. I actually think it looks better. But that's only my opinion. Right, see you soon.